Hello, you know who this is? Fatu. I don't sugarcoat it. This is who I am. This is what I'm going through. I've been going through electronic torture for 15 years. Can you believe that? 15 years. No one has showed up at my door to ask me if they can help. Even what happened. But I'm going to say this. Our government is shut down now, hasn't it? And I asked this question. Do you really want the government to come back? When the government comes back, what government shall it be? Should we say no kings or all this different stuff? What kind of government? I don't want a king. I don't want a king as a president. He is not a king. He is not an overtowering presence. I don't care what anybody say. If the Senate and the Congress got together, they could bind him. But that's a whole nother story. The common point that I'm trying to make is this. You all have seen me up here for 15 years. And I told you from the beginning, as Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. You all, for instance, in the beginning, you all did not ever worry about the justice that was for Sheri Fatu. You became over petty. You did nasty things. Call me, do. Let me tell you this thing. I was under scrutiny and under harassment by the whole world. No one said, you saw me if I was use the bathroom, if I shower. I lived like I was given 15 to life for no reason. And I'm gonna put it out there. This happened from when I started at LabCorp. Like I told you, when I was left. Yes, after LabCorp let me go, this is what landed on my door. And I don't care what anybody say. If you may not believe in MK Ultra, you may not believe in electronic torture, all this different stuff, you better believe something. You better believe in something. Because if that man has his way, he will have martial order on every street. And martial order gives him power to dictate, to govern, to electronically torture any and everybody that does not believe in his myth of make America great again. America's never been great. I feel like I live under sovereignty, a boot. I still live like a slave. I'm on a slave auction block every day. People could shine me in and look at me. And then they go and make their little pods. I know pods. Some call. I don't understand what's funny. What the joke is. This man, I have been over 15 years. I hadn't been allowed to go for my dreams. Have my own partner, have my own child, have my own family. Everything was taken to me as if I was jailed. And everybody act like the little change that I get is something that they... Do you know I went to school? I've done everything. I did the American dream. Especially for the black person, I was supposed to go and do the American dream. And the American dream is a myth for a black person. I don't care how many degrees you get. If you don't have your own, and you don't have some semblance of family or your own, or if you are, I'm telling you, I feel like I'm just the lost one in the street. Any car can go bundling by and kill me and no one will say anything. But I digress. I'm going to put it blunt, until you speak about me in rooms and areas that you know I should occupy, unless you speak about me before the Senate and the Congress, and in those rooms where you're trying to find your own Democratic Party or your own Republican Party, if you do not speak about what's going on with me, you will not have a government. Because you cannot say that there's a government if there's anyone that lives like me. If there's anyone that is being taken up or is electronically tortured or their lives being taken like mine is, or even in prison like the alligator Alcatraz, no one would be immune from the tyranny if you don't talk. Not the fuck talking about it. If you don't stop the tyranny of electronic torture, if you don't stop the tyranny of homelessness, if you don't stop the tyranny of the Republican Party, would think they can do any and everything. And I want to just place this on a party because you know what? Who didn't come to help me? The Democratic Party didn't come to help me either. The Independent Party didn't come to help me either. Everybody sweeps me under the rug, but everything they call me what? The big bag. Oh, the big bag, or the elephant in the room, or whatever. But I'm asking you this: as we get poorer and poorer and more distant as a people, what do you want your government to look like? Will you ever come together and say something is wrong? Who is your protector? Who is the righteous one who's supposed to lead? Who is the one that they call the righteous? They always quoting God but get him wrong each and every time. I ask you, do you ever speak about me in those for quiet spaces? Do you ever tell yourself we ain't gonna have no power of elect, no democracy, no nothing if that girl continues to sit up there and we pretend like you cannot and will not do anything. You don't have no goddamn Republican Party. You don't have a Democratic Party. You don't have an Independent Party. You just have a whole mishmash of fools trying to ignore the truth. And it will continue to break the government, dwindle down to total anarchy. And you talk about factions going up, it'll be total chaos. And the wolves that you so-called keep at bay will come eating until everything is gone. So I say to you again, why are you not speaking about Sherry Fatu? Why are you not speaking about her in all places? Why don't you come out and say electronically torture is wrong? And I'm tell her that I see her every day. I see her naked. I see her up there crying. And I find myself hiding my face because I'm crying, or because what? It seems like to me. I'm going to ask you a question. And I'm going to ask you a question, black and white. If let me ask you a question. If I were white, would I have been here? If I was a white male, do you think this would happen to me? If I was white, period, do you think this would happen to me? When they can, do you think they would and they go around screaming about using the N-word, abortions? You don't deserve it. Do you know that the weapon that they use can make you bleed out? In the end, they said, we're going to rupture your brain because you didn't have nothing to do with your life. Every life is worth something. No one has a right to come and take it from you because they think that you're something, this or that. Or really and truly, I was good at my job at LabCorp. LabCorp is, I'm sorry, but LabCorp is a cheat and it's a fake. All those testing that they're doing, all the testing they're doing is just backward, old, molded. I mean, really and truly, some of the tests that they do, you can do it by test it yourself and turn it into a shop. They can do it for $5. Really, I'm telling you, my little nephew can do it with a high school set, basically. But I digress. I say to you that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And that's the bottom line. Now, you can believe me or not. You can stay in your party and say, oh, and turn a blind eye from me. But I tell you this, is that if you don't incorporate, if you don't take this stuff down and come to me and say, look, Ms. Bostrom, we know you've been electronic torture. We're going to stop this. We're going to stop all of it. Then I'm sorry. America will not stand. America, as you know it, will not stand. It won't. Electronic torture kills. No one had the right to do this to me. And they only did it to me because I was black and I was a woman. And I had no protection, or no protection under my race or my gender. And now they found that themselves, and I ask myself truly, if the government is down and the government is, who is doing this? Who is getting paid? Because government wouldn't allow this to be just given to anyone. So did he give it to a big billionaire who got mad at me? Or what? The government shut down on electronic torture just as much as ever. And I noticed that all these people use me as scapegoats. I noticed that everybody will watch me. You know that it's wrong, but you'll watch me instead of look at the signs of the degradation of a mob. Not the degradation, but the total dismissal and the total amplification. Excuse me. I'm sorry. The total, basically, democracy is being cut out. It's being cut out. The fabric of cut out of the fabric of America, and basically sewn up and saying this is the Republic of America, and it's run by a dictator. That's all. America, the what's the name? The thing extra democracy forever is dying. Democracy is dying, and you need to and also, but not only that, is that I want you to actually look at the weather, look at the signs that America is dying, is going to be underwater. In the next 5 years, you better find yourself somewhere. I'm telling you, the next 5 years you have, excuse me, I don't want to go, but the next 5 years you're going to have to find yourself, it will never be. America is sinking and dying. Look at the weather, look at the signs, they don't even report on CNN, they don't even have reporters. No one reports about the weather anymore. Why? I remember one president said is that the global warming will be the worst indicator that if America can survive, if they are on brotherhood and the worst and truly the